strap in and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
All righty, welcome to the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast. I'm TC Restani, emanating from the Palatial Podcast Penthouse with my esteemed panel of experts. Going to go around the horn right now and interview the panel. Quincy Briscoe, what's going on, Milkman?
Not much. How about you?
Unbelievable. Just glad you're here. South Boston Jeff, now you have a smorgasbord in front of you right now. So I'm going to take a picture and probably tweet this out later. But what the hell do you have in front of you?
Oh, it's just my dinner. Chicken cutlet sub, BLT style. Yeah. You know, bacon, lettuce, tomato, onions, and chicken cutlet, fried chicken, and bacon.
Hold it up for a picture. Hold it up there. Let's see.
It does look, and it smells outstanding.
Let's see here. Holding it up, taking a picture of South Boston Jeff sandwich. Look at me, Jeff, when you do that. Look at it. Be proud of that sandwich. There we go. Right.
There you go. That's a nice looking sangy.
It is a nice looking sangy over there.
Sangy, spucky.
Nice looking sandwich.
That's how they say it in Southie.
That's right. You'd think I would know that.
Spucky for a sawbuck.
It smells awesome, by the way.
Remember Frank's on 6th Street in Southie? You ever go to Frank's?
Mm-hmm.
I was hold the fingers, they used to say, because remember he had like 2 fingers missing?
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Land of Pizza on Broadway?
Oh my God, my favorite place was Land of Pizza.
Right, like for years they had a Howard Stern alumni written on the wall and autographed by Crackhead Bob.
That's right.
And I always that's the reason I liked going in there. I was like, so how was Bob? He's like, I don't even know who that guy is, but I was like, well, you picked a hell of a sponsor for your restaurant.
It was the Land of Pizza.
The Land of Pizza. Speaking of that, well, welcome to the program, Ricky Bittman.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll do a little. Things are very uneven today.
It's all right. It's because it's a scorcher out there today.
It's a scorcher, but I'm telling you, this is the revenge of Jimmy Buffett. He threw summer at us one more time.
Well, wasted away in Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's been a sad Labor Day.
It's
Did you know he died, Quincy? Did you know he died?
Of what now? How old was Jimmy Buffett?
He was 76. He passed away from cancer, complications from cancer. He died on Saturday morning. I was 3 a.m. I was up. Couldn't sleep.
Did you know?
I looked at my phone and I was devastated. Because, you know, sometimes when you're out and about and you hear those celebrity die, like you're usually one of the first people to tell me when like a wrestler or something died. And you know, you're going about your day and it's like it hits you, but it doesn't. That seeing it at 3:30 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Jesus.
It was a lonely feeling.
Well, there was a wrestler that did die this week.
Oh, Chief Adnan.
Chief Adnan LKC,
Yeah.
Billy White Wolf. And, of course, in the WWF back in 1991, he was General Adnan,
That's
Sergeant
right.
Slaughter's evil Iraqi manager.
That's right.
Isn't that kind of weird? He died the same year as the Sheik.
Yeah.
And they were both from Baghdad, Iraq.
They got their virgins now, huh?
Unbelievable. Oh, please. That sub smells really good.
It does. It really does.
Now, what's in the ingredients there again, Jeff?
It's like BLT style. It's fried chicken with bacon, lettuce, tomato, onions, and provolone cheese.
That's more than a BLT in my book.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a wonderful
That
thing.
sub should have a name.
Well, Quincy, what do you think you should call that sub? What are we going to name it?
Kitchen sink?
Kitchen sink.
I like that. Would you eat that?
No, I wouldn't eat the sub. I'm just having fun calling it names.
No, the mixture that he has there, fried chicken, bacon, provolone, is that something that you...
I don't like provolone cheese, but I like bacon. Yeah, once in a while I'll eat like a big thing of bacon. I like, what is that, chicken you said, though?
Yeah.
How about
fried
chick
chicken?
BLT or chickie BLT, chickie LT?
Bacon, lettuce,
So it'd be a CLT.
tomatoes. Okay,
A
chicken,
CBLT.
bacon, lettuce,
sandwich.
tomatoes.
CBLT.
It's a sandwich for truckers.
Oh, good.
Or you
thinking?
could either call it the kitchen sink or call it the trucker's delight.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where
10-4 booth.
I don't know where kitchen sink came from.
It's an old school. Haven't you ever heard the old...
Yeah, but does that look like a kitchen sink?
No, I'm just having
like
fun with the
everything.
name.
Yeah, but it's got everything but the chicken sink, but it doesn't actually.
I get what you were saying there, Quinn. It's my mistake.
Or you can call it the trucker's delight.
I like that.
The trucker's delight.
Two truckers' delights.
Two truckers'
I had a
delights.
sandwich last week called the Mediterranean Twist. It was roasted turkey, bacon, feta cheese, black olives, and tomato. It was delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it like anal?
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Unbelievable. You know, I wish everybody was in the podcast penthouse right now. The aroma from that sandwich is just, we may have to take, end this show really quick and go wherever you got that because it looks delightful.
It is. It is. I'm in hog heaven.
You're
over
enjoying
here.
it. The shit-eating grin on your face down there. Plus, you got your weed sodas and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's Christmas come early. It's only early September down here.
I was eating some of Quincy's cheesy balls.
Really? Not as bad as Mario's, right? All right, that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, the celebrity death did. So you're trying to tell me that Jimmy Buffett really hit you hard?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I was a huge fan. Been a fan since 2004. Coming late to the game, but I liked his music. I liked his positivity. I liked the fact he lived his life on his own terms, and it didn't happen overnight. He amassed billions of dollars, and the first time I saw him, very interesting story. 1977, he opened for Steve Martin at the Providence Civic Center, and I was there.
Really?
So, you know what? Quincy's saying, why didn't Steve Martin die and they kept Jimmy Buffett?
Exactly.
Yeah. Due to what happened.
Well, Steve Martin never goes into the sun. I mean, if you can look at who was it? What did Martin Short once say? He looks like a coloring book that hasn't been colored yet.
I'd agree with that assessment.
Yeah, that's what he said about Steve Martin. But but he did. He used to open for Steve Martin, and I know I saw him. I looked it up. He did open for that show back in the Providence Civic Center, 1977.
All right, so that death hit you the hottest, right?
Big time.
All right, Jeff, what celebrity death hit you the hottest, man?
Oh, I remember when I just got out of work and found out that Frank Zappa died. I was really
a tough
crushed
one, yeah.
about it.
Another musician, famous musician.
Yeah, I was really crushed. Big influence in my life, and I'm still trying to collect as many of his albums as I can. But it's pretty good. It's I was crushed when I found out that Zappa died.
Yeah.
I was also kind of bummed out when Glenn Devine died. Glenn Milstead.
Big time.
Because if he didn't die, he was going to appear on Married with Children as Uncle Otto and everything. But he had the script in his hand at the hotel room, ready to wake up. And but instead of when Fox went to call him for the set, he was dead. Yeah. I mean, very tragic, and I'm a huge Divine John Waters fan. But
God.
that was a low blow. Yeah.
What about you, Quincy? What celebrity dying really hit you hard?
I suppose Captain Kangaroo. When I was a kid, yeah.
Well, other than Captain Kangaroo, who in your
I
assessment?
don't know. I suppose Burt Reynolds or
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah,
That is a good one.
yeah.
despite the fact I couldn't get in front of his car for nothing. I grew up with Burt
Wait a
Reynolds.
second. Whoa. What are you talking about? You did get in front of his car. for
That's
nothing.
true. I did. Yeah, that's true.
And you were screaming hoopa lines at him as he was walking away with his cane.
And I attracted. That's right. I did. And I attracted all the crowds.
In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's the picture. It's Quincy in the foreground, and see that little speck in the background with a beard?
Oh, yeah.
That's Burt Reynolds sitting there, and so you did.
If I can spot him, you
I
can.
did. As a matter of fact, I did. Yeah.
So there you go. You did
I was
meet
going
your
to say, you
hero.
always have an axe to grind with some celebrity. It was like, now it's Burt Reynolds, but no, it turns out that we had a happy ending. Good.
Right.
Well, I hope to grind a lot more axes and then some.
There you go.
Because that's what pretty much.
What are you, a lumberjack?
No, I wouldn't know the voice thing about lumberjack. That's a tough business. If you watch Little House on the Prairie, and
What's
other
so bad
lumber.
about it? You sleep all night and you work all day.
I mean,
When I think about it, Burt Reynolds probably left that place in horror. He's
Yeah.
like, why am I hearing random lines from that movie Hooper?
why is someone screaming
Whoa, what?
6'3" Louis?
Yeah.
6'3", Louis.
He's probably going, shut up.
Give me the money, get me out of here.
Cancer, you should get cancer.
You know, you should have done, Quincy, you should have yelled, I fucked Lonnie!
Yeah.
I fucked Louis. There. How's that?
I'm sure Bert heard that. Unbelievable. I would have to say the celebrity that bothered me the most was the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Really?
Oh, I hear you.
Because Bobby Heenan was one of my heroes, but the guy had cancer for like 17 years, so it was kind of obvious. And here comes an ambulance right now, even though we're on the top floor of the podcast, but it was a loud siren. But I remember when it happened. It was in May of 2011.
Wow.
And my phone was buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing, and I was like, "What the fuck? Stop, leave me alone! It's early in the morning." And I had literally no lie, 10 text messages. Did you hear about Macho Man? Macho Man's dead. Did you? He can't go. Oh yeah, no more.
Yeah.
So that one really bothered me.
See, when you get other people, like, they'll always throw in that sort of, like, little joke about it.
Right.
See, that's why when I heard about Buffett, it's almost like a blessing, because if I was somewhere and someone, hey, did you hear Jimmy Buffett died? Like, it was nice to be with myself and in my thoughts, and I got to think of him. I put some videos on YouTube, and I got to reflect.
Yeah, he's a stuffed parrot now.
Exactly, he's not wasting away anymore in Margaritaville. You know.
Well, I
He's
have
decaying away.
Exactly.
if you don't mind, I have a perfect clip here that fits no matter who you lose.
Let's hear it!
Higher and higher, baby. It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose.
Little ELO, right?
That's right. ELO.
You know, for now, every time you hear that song, you think of that scene at the end of Boogie Nights when
Yeah.
Dirk Diggler's talking about, I'm a star, I'm a big shining star.
Yeah. Great tune, though.
Yeah.
To show yourself off to.
I think it's a very universal song that.
We should reenact that scene with him.
Quincy, you should do that. You should become Dirk Diggler, the podcast version.
I'll have to learn it, but okay.
Well, all right, we'll show you the movie, and then you can see if you can emulate
I
it.
heard he was a tripod.
From what I heard from a lot of the milkmaids out there,
Woo!
definitely. We're talking baby arm there, brother.
Yeah. Baby, I'm holding an apple.
There we go.
What song's that from?
That's not from a song. That was like that was Michael Caine in one of the Austin Powers movie and everything.
No.
But he was referencing. First he said, "My God, that's a tripod you have." And they're talking about when Mini Me whipped out his prick. And I guess it was huge.
But I will tell you, they stole that from the Tubes. The song "What Do You Want from Life." At the very end, he's rattling off all the prizes you win, and the last thing he says, "On a baby's arm holding an apple." That's where it came from in the 70s. The Tubes.
The Tubes.
What do you want from life? Great tune.
Isn't it the same one? She's
Thrills,
one of a
action.
million girls.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, that's the Tubes in the 80s. Yeah. Tubes
want-
are a great band.
You need money, thrills,
Very
and action, I
theatrical.
suppose, out of life, don't you?
Yeah.
How's that for a combination?
I'll take all three.
Because it's drama, thrills, action,
Thrills, chills,
adventure.
and suspense.
Yes, because that's pretty much what this life itself is. Adventure, thrills, suspense, drama. Is that a good combination?
Works for me.
Dangerous.
Almost as good as Jeff's sandwich combination.
There you go.
I had to take a break. Oh my God, I got another half to go. Yeah.
It's
Great.
It's a
They're
game.
great.
They're great.
Do you know that guy's name, Quincy?
No, who does Tony the Tiger?
Thurman Murch. Thurman Murch. He's the same guy who sings the song about the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Well, actually, you may get this bit, but I don't know they're going to get it. But you know who took over the voice of Tony the Tiger after that guy died?
Who?
Lee Marshall from WCW.
Did he really?
He did.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know that.
And he died, and I have no idea who's doing it now.
Oh, I didn't know Lee Marshall died.
He died a while back. But
They're doing a new Tony the Tiger commercial. He's riding in a car or something. A new Tony, he's trying to make a comeback, but now with a new actor.
you have to because the other guy's dead, and the other guy who took over for him is dead. So
Yeah, he sounds close enough, I guess.
Yeah,
When's the last time you had a bowl of Frosted Flakes?
when we were kids.
oh no, probably.
No, we had corn flakes with a lot of sugar. And those were frosted flakes to us.
Yeah.
Us
Frosted
limited
Flakes
means.
I probably had in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I probably would have had a bowl.
I mean, they were okay, but I actually like them dry out of the box.
I was just going to say the same thing. I ate most of them just like they were popcorn out of all the candy.
because they were like sugary candy and whatnot.
It was easy. Because when they got soggy, they weren't very appetizing.
Same with Fruit Loops. I like them right out of the box.
I can see that in Apple Jacks.
Apple
and
Jacks,
My
yeah.
favorite cereal to eat out of the box was Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter?
No, I never ate the peanut butter. I never ate the Crunch Berries, just the straight up Captain Crunch.
I was
Okay.
going to say Crunch Berries.
Yeah, that was a good kick, but boy, did they tear up the roof of your mouth.
They really did. No question.
And They also had Donkey Kong cereal, which was basically, it was like Captain Crunch times 3. And that did a number on your teeth and gums, too.
Now, the Donkey Kong cereal, were they in the shape of the little barrels or the gorilla?
No, they were in the shape of the barrels.
Okay,
barrels,
all right.
Yeah, they were big barrels. But, they had the Pac-Man cereal, too, which was actually kind of good.
What about C-3POs? Do you remember those?
C-3POs? What character was that?
I remember them, and I remember, not many people bought them.
Yeah, they first had the ad for C-3POs when they aired Star Wars in 1984 on one of the networks. Mm-hmm. And it's like, fortified for a beautiful breakfast or two.
It's a Star Wars cereal.
Yeah, it was C-3POs. They were basically Captain Crunch, but like in the shape of an O. Because they didn't make him look like the robot. They were just like these, like a figure 8 or something. It was
Just think if we could do an after-hours cereal, what would it be?
How about, remember John LaFoot? He ate all the Captain Crunch. That's
Yeah,
what
he was
made
the
these
pirate.
cereals.
Yeah, he was the pirate
Well, they've
guy.
already done that
Sean
idea.
Woodward.
But you didn't mention John LaFoot.
No, I wasn't going to mention him.
He had gangrene and they cut it off.
Hey, I love my Captain Crunch. They cut his foot off, though?
Yeah, he had gangrene in the foot.
Gangrene?
Yeah, disease.
Oh, okay.
So John Lafitte has no foot.
All right, okay.
All right.
All right.
So you want to make after-hours cereal?
I'm just saying, what would it be? Can't be like TCOs because that's just too easy.
No, it could be. We never O's. But they'd have to be in the shape of bull.
One big piece.
One giant piece with his face.
Piece. You have to pour like a half a gallon of milk on it.
I know if everybody out there were probably listening, they would be voting for little Abby's or Sabrina's.
Yeah, little Abby's or Sabrina's. Yeah, that would be good.
How about Quisp?
Marshmallow Abbey.
Produsos.
How about Quisp?
OMGOs.
Quisp. Remember the time I brought you the box of Quisp?
And we had fun.
Yeah, you loved that.
How did you have fun with Quisp?
Because it's a guy with a low propeller over his head.
I know.
Brought back memories. He ate it right on the air. Well, I don't think we ate it on the air. We just gave it to him.
He just muffed it. You know where I first discovered Quisp? And this ties into one of your heroes.
Oh.
It was the week Elvis died.
Yeah.
I was down vacationing on Cape Cod with my family. So I was
Cape
like
Cod.
6 years old. And we went to the food store. And they had advertisements all over the store, try Quisp. Ah. And we went down to the cereal aisle, and just like it was, some little weird dude with a propeller on it, and brought it home back to the house that we were renting. And by God, was it the greatest cereal I ever had.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I liked it.
That's because I had fun with that. And then they had a second guy out who goes against them, Quangaroo.
Quangaroo?
The orange flavored duck. And then they had a race, but they never figure out who won the race. Was it Quisp or Quangaroo who won the race? Says like the captain of these two cereals.
Well, obviously, Quisp wasn't that successful because it wasn't around that long.
No.
So the Quangaroo won.
But you can still get it.
And it was good for you, right? It was less sugary, more corn, and more kind of like I think there were vitamins in it or something like that. Or
I remember it having a flavor very similar to Captain Crunch. That's what I remember.
You ever have stale Captain Crunch?
No.
Oh, it's not good.
I would imagine it wouldn't be.
It's just like a stale piece of sugar.
Ugh.
That's what basically it tastes like. And you can't chew it or anything like that because it's stiff.
Ugh.
Anything stale's not good. Anything.
What's the cereal like? You ever go to the supermarket with your mother and you beg her to buy the cereal and you get it home and it's absolute crap?
Yeah, honeycomb.
Really? Okay, honeycomb. That's a good one. Yeah, because it wasn't very sweet.
It looked like on the TV commercials. It looked awesome.
Yeah, and they had the honeycomb hideout.
And then Andre was pushing it.
That's right.
And then when you bring it home, it's like, where's the flavor? There's no honey on this. It's just like this big.
I need a big cereal with a big taste.
It's like a big wafer with holes in it.
Mine was Blueberry. I wanted Blueberry. It was terrible.
Chocolate.
My mother almost hit me over the head with that box.
Yeah.
Really?
Our television director, Airwolf Chris, loves
Chocolate nut.
Blueberry. Loves it. Loves it.
I couldn't do it.
I guess it's an acquired taste, but like when you eat those cereals, the milk comes out blueberry flavored, or when you eat chocolate, chocolate flavored and strawberry flavored.
I like eating bowl of cereal. They're pretty good, but I think it's gross when you watch people drink the milk out of the bowl. It looks like some diseased cat.
Can I be honest with you?
Well,
You
I
ever
was
see how
taught
much-
never to waste food and everything,
That's-
so I
that's
always drank it down to the last drop and everything, and thought that my mother always said, well, hungry kids in Africa would love to have that, you know.
No, they wouldn't. They're having actually healthier food in Africa.
That gave me more reason to throw it right on the floor.
Then,
there you go, Africans.
Okay, what do they eat in Africa?
Well, the fruits, vegetables,
Sand.
all
Bugs.
this good stuff. We're not processed sugar chunks that have little cartoon characters on the box.
Well, maybe back in the 80s when I was growing up, they were talking about Ethiopia. Remember when
Oh, that was-
Ethiopia?
yeah, they
Ethiopia was the starving country back in the 80s.
Well, that's they did that. The
Distended bellies.
What was the concert for Live Aid for Africa, or whatnot? That's where We Are the World came from.
Yeah.
Oh,
Band-Aid.
okay. Bob Geldof.
Did you ever see in the scene in this has a reason I'm going to mention it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when Steve Martin pours the milk in his cereal? You ever notice he pours maybe 3 drops? That's how I am with my milk. I do not put much milk in my cereal at all.
Like as a kid, I liked, like I said, Fruit Loops out of the box. What do we talk about there?
Apple Jacks
Apple
and-
Jacks, Tony the Tiger, all that stuff out of the box. If I had to put milk in it, my grandfather got me hooked on, what's that stuff called?
Cream of wheat,
No, it's close to that. It's
mapo,
shredded wheat.
shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat. And you'd have to pour the milk in there because it was just like eating hay.
Right.
That, and he also got me hooked on Total brand cereal.
Total, my old man used to say.
Oh,
Total.
that was actually good.
Yeah. And then they made Total with raisins.
Yeah. Oh, boy, did that keep you regular.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather.
My old man would call it Total. Total.
He would eat. His breakfast would consist of black coffee, dry toast, and Total.
Dry toast.
Dry toast. Yeah. All right. And then about an hour and a half later, he'd be in the living room, and you knew he had to go to the bathroom. He'd just go ooh, 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 ooh. Like he sounded like horse.
Someone's at the door.
Sounded like Horseshack. And just ran. This is gross. What I'm just gonna say, but my grandfather was proud of his dumps
Yeah.
because he goes, "Come here, hey, look at that."
Oh, God.
And I went in there, and I go, what I saw was this python.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand on my shoulder, like he's real proud. He goes, "That was one pinch.
That is something to be said.
That was one pinch."
Did you ever
Know
do
what
a
it reminds me
gator?
of?
Where the tip of it like is peeking out of the water?
No,
They call
no.
that a gator.
I mean, with all the bran this guy ate and all the black coffee, no wonder it was a one pinch python.
Listen, how old was your grandfather around the time of this? Probably in his 50s. I mean,
Oh no, this is when he was probably in his. He lived to be almost 90, so he did this several times in his 70s and 80s.
all right. Well, you listen. That could be the difference between a good and bad day, right there. Is a good solid movement. So
Right. Well, he didn't
he
have.
should have been proud of it.
He didn't have a problem with that.
That's good.
He moved like a hot knife through butter. Let's just
The
put it
only
that
other
way.
ones whoever did that was, oh, wow, did I do that? Boy, right, look over here, it looks like a sculpture, eh? It's really neat, eh? You know who that...
South Park.
Oh, Cheech and Chong. Yeah.
here it
He's
comes,
talking about
Ralph.
He's talking about the dog taking a dump on the street.
Oh, that's right.
That's Ralph and Herbie. Now,
From the Big Bamboo, wasn't it?
right, Big Bamboo. They're the only other ones that would ever do that. Now,
Well, that's,
come on.
that's great.
I actually have a chart on my well, not on my wall, but I've looked at a chart and see what a healthy turd looks like as
hold on.
opposed to a not healthy.
You have a poster on your wall of
No, I've seen it. And
Oh,
everything.
okay,
I don't have a
Okay, for a
I've
second
seen
there.
I've read up on it and everything. But a good healthy turd is described just like very thin, like a big long snake, just like you described your grandfather's.
This wasn't thin. This was a thick python.
Oh yeah.
This was just like, if you went to
like a
Dairy
missile,
Queen.
like a missile, like one of those.
If you went to Dairy Queen and pulled down the chocolate dispenser and like the little swirl, that's what it was.
Now, do you know why the turd is tapered at the end?
No, not really, no.
So your asshole doesn't slam shut. That's an old joke.
So was my grandfather. Quincy, you need to go take a cough drop break.
I want to get another one in a minute.
Yeah, your face looked like it was ready to explode there for a second. You look like the guy at the end of Big Trouble in Little China. You and your friggin' emphysema over there, your milkazema.
Excuse me, mate. I'll be right back.
All right.
That is funny.
Okay,
make a tool, all right. Okay, while Quincy gets a cough drop, we're going to take a big-time commercial break. And then we'll be back, and hopefully the coughing won't continue.
Hi, I'm Captain Dave Marciano, and how would you like the freshest local New England seafood shipped to you overnight? No running around from store to find what you like. We have it here at AngelicaSeafoods.com. Everything from tuna, haddock, cod, clams, lobsters, scallops. We have it all. The finest seafood overnight to your door, anywhere in the continental U.S. AngelicaSeafoods.com.
All righty, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. Quincy is still coughing off of microphone right now. He's off in a distance, and he's pounding cough drops.
Maybe it's the coffee he drinks.
I think it's the milk he drinks. How much dairy does that guy consume, I think, in a day? I think over the course of a week, he has like at least 3 or 4 gallons of milk.
Easily.
All right, here he's coming back now. All right, Quince, have you popped a cough drop?
Right, I'll get another drop.
Well, wait, that's where you were going during the commercial break. Where did you go? All right, he's off microphone again.
I think
You didn't
he's
eat
going
that
to
mint
chug
in the
more
mint
milk
from-
and everything. I think, unfortunately, if COVID was to strike cows and everything and like that, Quincy would be the very first victim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
are
the
babies.
COVID cows.
I drink a glass of milk one every night.
I can't. I don't like the taste.
I love it. But I drink it skim milk. He won't touch skim
Oh,
milk.
1%?
Yeah, skim.
No, I know.
Nothing.
That had the light blue cap.
Yes, I went from whole milk to 2% to 1% to skim.
Skim. My mother loved skim milk when she put it in her tea every day.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing. I put it in, like right now, what I'll do when I get home, I'll put a couple ice cubes in it, pour it in a nice Guinness pint glass, put it in the freezer. I'm going to jump in the shower and come out and have
Other
it.
than Quincy, who would drink milk with any dish, Koala Dustin, that was just here about 10 minutes ago before he left, he used to go get subs, like these giant bacon and cheese subs and whatnot, and a cold milk.
Yeah.
I can't. Milk's okay in cereal.
Yeah.
And then, every once in a while, if you, whatever, but I mean, as a meal drink.
Yeah. I would only drink it at night before I go to bed. I have maybe 2 Fig Newtons, maybe a couple graham crackers.
Oh, yeah, if you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get that. But, to have a BLT or cheeseburger sub.
Yeah, not to wash down like pizza or something
No.
like that.
But like, remember when you went to school, and even if you brought your lunch or bought lunch there, the only drink they had was milk.
Right, but it was ice cold.
That's true. But, I remember going and having a tuna sub one day at lunch, and someone said, "You drinking milk with a tuna sub?" And I never thought of it, but then I kind of was like, doesn't make it. But
Yeah, milk and tuna subs, with mayo go together.
Well, there you
Quincy,
go.
All right, Quincy, you would drink milk with anything. You'd have milk with milk.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, tuna subs with potato chips with mayo. That's
Wouldn't rather have a nice ice cold Coca-Cola with some ice in it?
sometimes.
A nice 7-Up? When's the last time you had a 7-Up? Shit, I can't remember last time.
I know when I was in the hospital and had surgery. So that's 5.5 years
Usually
ago.
give you ginger ale.
Well, I think they ran out. So I had 7-Up. Wasn't bad.
The Uncola, is that what it was?
had
Remember that guy?
It had that, when you burped it up and came through your nose, it had that tingling sensation.
I want to say it's probably been 50 years since I had a 7-Up.
Really? Yeah. Remember all the... This is bad. Remember when the space shuttle blew up?
Sorry, just the way that came out. It was like,
Christian
you remember the
McCall,
space shuttle blew up?
The first one.
Yeah, the first one, yeah, of
In
course.
86.
Yeah.
The jokes came out instantaneously the next day. Now, there was no social
you're
media
right, you're
or
right.
internet. Literally, I was in 86? So I was in like the 8th or 9th grade. Literally the next day, hey, TC, why did they have Sprite on the space shuttle? I don't know why. Because they couldn't get 7-Up.
Oh, man.
The next day.
Next day.
Where did they hear that? I mean,
That's back in the day when people would tell jokes. Now everybody's going to email them to you or post them on Facha Libre.
literally, that happened on noon the day before when I was back in school at 8 or 9 the next morning, and the jokes were already there.
Yeah, I remember telling the one, hey, does anybody know what NASA really stands for? Need another 7 astronauts.
I remember that one, too.
I didn't hear any of these.
Well, you were already out of school by then.
Yeah, I was working, I was a razor blade inspector down at Gillette.
It was January of 86.
Yeah, midnight to 8. It was a freezing cold day. And,
It was.
It was an ice cold day, and I was asleep because I had to go to work at 11 o'clock that night. Worst thing, don't ever work gravy. You could probably do gravy.
I loved it. I would do it.
Oh, I hated it. Hated it. But I remember it was just...
Well, I remember that day vividly. After the whole thing blew up and whatnot, they dismissed us. Why?
Yeah.
What's the
It's
point?
a national tragedy.
Okay, I get that, but it was freezing that day.
Yeah, that's true. You were probably better off in
And,
school.
you know-
It was like around 2 o'clock, though, wasn't it?
No, it was around noon.
Was it a midday? Okay.
So, I mean, and they kicked us out. And then I remember kids crossing the street from where our school was. There was a lake or a pond. And they kept falling in the ice because it wasn't as frozen at the edge.
Wow, that was a
So,
cold day.
so do you imagine if those kids drowned because
Yeah.
of the space shuttle blowing up?
Yeah.
So nowadays they wouldn't do that.
Well, you got to figure these are people who dismissed you were probably kids when Kennedy got shot. So
Probably
that's probably why they figured.
because that
Yeah,
was
there were a lot of people, classrooms full of kids watching that. When it
Yeah, I
happened.
remember that happened. They wheeled it into the science class, and they were all talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Sad.
And then we put it on, and it's like shuttle Challenger, go to throttle up, and
You know
all this
what?
boom.
You know what else? I heard a rumor they don't do the Star Spangled Banner anymore or the Pledge of Allegiance in school. Like, they don't do that. Like, so
No,
much.
they still do that.
All right, because
Maybe in some parts of the country they don't, but around here they still do.
Yeah.
do they still do the Pledge of Allegiance in school?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, around here, and
That's what I just said.
good. At least they're around here, because
Catholic schools do.
it shows you're an American. And
I'm not arguing. I agree, but it's tough. There's a lot of people that don't want that these days. We were just talking earlier to you, Koala Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin. We were talking about the women's soccer team. I posted a sort of a funny reaction to them losing because they didn't want to sing the national anthem, and one of our good friends of the show
I
defended
heard
me.
Mr. Tiger was very upset.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, you know what? Opinions vary.
Yeah, but you know what? Jesus, come on.
It's not like you went in there and told them that they sucked to their face.
Although I did defriend somebody once when I was drunk because they badmouthed the Patriots.
Well, then you should have defriended me because I badmouth all the sports all the time.
The next morning, though, I refriended him. I was like, "Hey, man, you can't talk trash about the home team."
Sure you can.
No,
Because to quote the line from Godfather 1,
yeah,
in this case, it's
I'm dying to hear what line this is.
your country ain't your blood. In this case, the sports people aren't your blood.
It's true.
They
but
don't care about
they were
you.
They were kicking ass back in those
If
days.
you lost your job tomorrow,
that's not what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, if you lost your job tomorrow, do you think Tom Brady's going to give a shit?
I wouldn't want him to. I think he's too busy.
Doing what? He throws a ball once a week.
Oh, you'll never get it. When you go to that Celtics game in December, talk to me after that because you're going to be hooked.
I'm not saying athletes are bad people.
I'm not talking about the athletes. I'm just talking about it's tribal. When you're a fan of a team like that, it becomes tribal.
But none of these people are from here.
That doesn't matter.
Sure
That's
it
your
does.
team. That's your village. We're in New England. That's our army going to battle. You're on that team, whether you like it or not, or whether people like it or not. I know you can be above that and look down and say, "Oh, you're just stupid." But when you get caught up into it,
I understand. I get obsessed with
You wear
things.
you wear your colors.
I get obsessed with it, but I didn't get suckered in as a child. You have to
But
watch
I will
this.
say this: after COVID, I kind of pushed a lot of the sports aside. I have a lot more time on my hands, and my emotions are a lot more.
Sports
in
are
check right
for
now.
entertainment.
Right.
So is everything else in the world for entertainment in some weird way. I mean,
Now the National Football League kicks off tonight. We're not even watching. I would be home right now. Normally, I would have said, sorry, the Chiefs are playing the Lions. I cannot come up to the studio, but here I am.
wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah. It doesn't mean as much to me.
No, because you're getting older.
No, it was the whole COVID thing, because I adopted more of what you just said.
Right.
About the whole they don't care, but and not only they don't care about us, they don't really care about anything.
No.
So
Did the check clear? That's all they care about. That's
So-
it. That's
Now-
it.
now
It's
I
the
watch
same.
On Patrol
like
Live.
right now, Hollywood is on strike. No one cares.
No one cares.
All the late night talk shows are on strike except us.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No one cares.
I mean, today, did you hear about the Jimmy Fallon was trending because it finally came out, his staff and all these people, how much of a dickhead he is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Jeff and I can attest to that because we met him
Yeah, he is an asshole.
outside of Saturday Night Live, and he was a total douchebag.
Yeah, he is. I never liked that kid. Never once thought he was funny. Never once his crack-ups were cute.
And one of the clips they kept showing around today was Martin Short was on the show.
Yeah.
And he kept going. He kept doing something. He goes, "It's almost as fake as you, Jimmy."
Nice. Martin Short. He's a prince of a guy, huh?
Because when I heard Jimmy Fallon was getting the Tonight Show,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't jealous because it should have been me. Obviously, I don't care about that crap.
Would have been nice.
But I'm just saying that it shouldn't have been him. He's such a dick.
I agree.
All right? All of those late night talk show hosts are all cookie cutter losers.
I agree.
I hate Stephen Colbert.
Oh, he's the worst.
And I can't
He looks like
stand-
my aunt.
And I can't stand, what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, he's the absolute worst.
He's so full of shit,
He
too.
wasn't man enough to hold on to Sarah Silverman.
She's a good looking head, too.
You know, like Johnny Costa or any of them things?
Well, he's been dead for 30 years, but yeah, he's the gold standard.
Here's Johnny.
That's right. So when that came out today, I was like, finally, someone dropped the ball.
I didn't see any of
on
that. I got to
Jimmy
go look
Fallon.
that up because I know that Ellen got trashed
Oh,
recently.
so everybody knew she was a douchebag
Yeah.
anyway, too. But Jimmy Fallon plays, oh, I'm the guy next door. Everybody loves me.
Yeah.
Whatnot. Phony as a sock full of shit.
Yeah. Well, I like that one.
Don't like Jimmy Fallon at all.
No.
Because he was rude, not just to me and Jeff, but like a lot of people
Yeah.
in front of Saturday Night Live. You know, little girls wanted pictures with him, and he was being a dick. So
I'm not surprised. I do like to give him a good slap right across his face.
David Letterman was sarcastic, but you know what? He was sarcastic 24/7, and that's why I liked him, because he wasn't fake.
He knew how to do it too.
Right.
Plus, he was actually interested in a lot of his guests. I mean, who else was having Brother Theodore? Who else was having Andy Kaufman?
Andre
You
the
know,
Giant.
and Liberace, or Richard Simmons.
Right.
You know?
So David Letterman was one of my favorites, and Jay Leno is a great guy.
Jay Leno, yeah, he's a prince.
Super nice guy. So, and the Tonight Show now is run by Lorne Michaels, who's just...
Oh, fuck him. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Ricky Bittman. You can say whatever you want on this program.
I don't like Lorne Michaels, although he did one funny... You hear the story after Sinead O'Connor ripped up the picture of the Pope?
That was in
on Saturday Night Live?
1990.
Okay, so she rips up the picture of the Pope, and David Spade was backstage, right? And he goes up to Lauren. He goes, Lauren, what do you think? And he went, Irish. Is that the best?
Well, I mean, has Saturday Night Live ever been funny? I mean, other than when it
Whoa.
originally started and when Chris Farley was around.
Yes, and I was part of the original, like we would go to school and talk about
Right, because it was fresh.
Fred Garvin.
It was fresh.
We didn't
and
know
new.
what he was, but we knew it was funny.
It was fresh and new.
Yeah, and of
Well-
course, we were in grade school, and I remember calling Grace Ann, hey, shut up, you ignorant slut.
I liked the Coneheads. They were pretty
that was
funny.
that was in the original.
That was in the original. That's right. That was back when it was good.
Great
And
stuff.
Jane Curtin with the news, news that was funny. It was a
Yeah.
good combination back in those days.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of good actors, clean cut comedy.
But can you name anybody that's on that show now?
No,
Not one.
no.
You went from John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Gilda Radner.
Is that Kel Mitchell kid still on there or something?
Oh, Keenan, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the black kid.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the longest running cast member in history.
Oh,
He's
really?
still on it, yeah.
Okay, I
He
know
was in the
Horatio
Hamburger
Sands
movie.
got in an accident, so he's not working right now.
So
but
we can think of people from 48 years ago.
Yeah.
But you can't, someone who's going to be on in 48 hours from now.
No.
Because no one cares. No. Well, actually, no one's going to care anyway because it's not on because it's a writer's strike.
Yeah.
I mean, those people, that show's had writers, people who wrote that.
Yeah,
It was unfunny.
yeah.
I mean, I used to go over a friend's house, and he and his wife are huge Saturday Night Live fans, and they used to bet themselves, can we laugh before the end of this episode? They only watched it because they were loyal fans.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they would sit there and they go, you think we're going to laugh on this week's episode? And half the time they didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why that show is still on.
It was
That's a
just
good-
clean
that's a good
cut
question.
fun.
It's boring. Back in 48 years
You're
ago,
talking
it was
about
good.
the old days, and you're right, but those days are gone.
Yeah, we're talking about the crap that's been on the last 30 years. Other than Chris Farley, no one on that show has been funny since then.
Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, those were good days. And prior to that, you had Piscopo and Eddie Murphy.
Did you see what Joe Piscopo looks like now?
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize him.
what's he still all ripped?
He's all old.
His whole thing now is he pretends he's Frank Sinatra. It's very strange. He's really caught up into actually believing he is Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
He adopts a lifestyle. Like there's a great picture of Sinatra getting off a helicopter holding a drink, and he reenacts these great pictures of him doing it. It's just kind of weird.
But the sad part is, the people who are watching this stuff today have no idea who Frank Sinatra is.
well, that's true.
So they don't even know who Joe Piscopo is.
I remember a great sketch. They were Piscopo was Sinatra, and it had just come out that Woody Allen was fooling around with Sun Yi and everything, and he comes out, Woodman, what have I told you since day one? Stay out of the kinder. Called him Woodman.
I enjoyed Joe Piscopo and Danny DeVito in Wise Guys.
Good movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I know, how I know Joe Piscopo from.
Thank you, Mr. Accavano.
And when he came backstage after the water settled the score, and Gene Oakland goes, bring him in here, Billy Squire. And Joe Piscopo just laughed.
In the dark. In the dark.
He held it together until he said, bring him in here now. We got Billy Squire.
Billy Squires, come on in here right now. What is your take on what happened tonight on MTV?
Hey, man, if that guy breaks another guitar.
In the dark. In the dark. That's a good song by Billy Squire.
It is. It's fantastic. He's a Boston boy, by the way.
He lost his whole career on one song.
What was the one song that he lost it on?
I knew you were going to ask me. Was it that one? You never saw the video?
No.
Oh, we're going to have to
Oh,
watch
yes,
it.
I did.
Yeah, I think we were watching it.
Yeah, it was
like frolicking around
yeah,
the bedroom.
it was so
in a
stupid.
tank top and
Yes.
everything, yeah.
It was like pure like 87-ish.
He looked like Andrew McCarthy in what was that movie with all the Brat Pack there? St. Elmo's Fire playing the bongos to Aretha Franklin singing Respect. I mean,
You know, I'm a huge fan of the 80s, as we chronicled before. I have never seen the movie St. Elmo's Fire.
you're not missing it.
I like the song,
Yeah, it's a great song.
but the movie just, I don't like some of those actors.
It's stupid.
I mean, Andrew McCarthy's good when he's being a fool with Bernie and whatnot, or running around.
He was good in two movies.
With a mannequin.
Yeah, Mannequin. I forgot Mannequin. He figured Mannequin. Bernie's was good. He was in.
What about Class? When
That's what I was going to say. Class and Heaven Help Us.
Yeah. Remember Class with Jacqueline Bisset?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Rob Lowe.
1983. But who else was in St. Elmo's Fire?
Demi Moore.
She never did anything for me.
Yeah, she's nothing really special in this movie. What's his name? That was in.
I know Belushi's brother was in it.
No, he wasn't in that. You're thinking of About Last Night.
Oh, okay.
That he was in that. No, it was Demi Moore.
Rob Lowe.
Judd Nelson again, right?
Judd Nelson. That's what I was trying to think of. Emilio Estevez was in it. Mayor Winningham was in it.
Oh yeah, Mayor Winningham. That's we saw her on Broadway, and she just kept walking because no one knew who she was.
And Ali Sheedy was in it.
Very nice girl, Ali Sheedy.
Yeah. And I just didn't buy it. I watched it.
It was like Brat Pack on steroids.
Yeah, I just didn't. I was like, this was supposed to represent our generation to a degree, especially like I was.
Your
like the
generation,
age.
yeah.
I was the age at that.
Right.
I'm like, well, these fucking people. Let's watch Meatballs. That was me.
I'd rather watch Meatballs any day.
I didn't get into it either. No,
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah. It just doesn't matter. You ever hear a story about that? When Chris Makepeace came to the set,
I did not.
he was 14, but he looked 12, and he was having a really hard time delivering the lines. But they heard a rumor that somebody from Saturday Night Live was going to visit the set that day. He didn't know Bill Murray was going to be that guy. Tripper. He didn't know. So they started just sort of hanging out and everything, and Bill Murray brought him out of his shell. A lot of the dialogue between those two
Just made up?
Yes. It's just be this kid, and I'll talk to you, and you talk back to me the way you
Probably that burping scene with the peanuts.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
That's definitely ad-libbed.
But he was like, he and because he's great in that movie, that kid, and
He also looks like Christopher from The Sopranos.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Right.
You're right. A very young version of Michael Imperioli.
Michael Imperioli, yeah.
You're going places with a name like that. Make peace, you know?
Yeah, but he didn't go that far.
He really didn't.
He did Meatballs and My Bodyguard, and
And then he ended up marrying Grace Jones. How about that?
He did?
Yes.
oh my God, he did?
I believe so.
I'm gonna have to look that up because if that's the case, that's disgusting.
No,
Nothing
I mean
against
that's a
Grace-
score. I mean, Jesus, she's a model for Christ's
She does
sake.
it like out of all people. Why did she go for like Chris Makepeace?
Yeah.
And then she goes from Chris Makepeace to Dolph Lundgren.
Wow. Yeah.
Let me look this. You talk. I'm gonna look this up.
That I just blew my mind there with that. And he also had a bit part in The Falcon and the Snowman.
I remember that.
I don't think he even had a line in that movie.
But me and Quincy's one of our all-time favorites. He played Clifford Peach in My Bodyguard. Remember?
That's right.
that?
Very important.
Very important spot. Tough.
But then came
He
along.
was a fruit.
Hey, there's a tough bike. Huh? It's a tough bike.
This is a good time of year to watch that film too.
It's
Oh
just
yeah, back to school.
It was just an after-school special that somehow taught you how to fight bullies, only if you really have to.
And what's her name was in it? Who was it? The old woman.
Oh, Ruth Gordon.
Oh boy, wasn't she something?
Yeah, she was great in that movie. Yeah.
She won an Emmy Award for her guest appearance on Taxi.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. She was going, I got your notebook and a ruler
And pens
Yeah.
and an eraser. Ooh, nothing smells better than a good new book.
New good book. You go upstairs and get a rest.
Because we got a long night ahead of
Yeah.
us.
I'll be back looking for you. That was
So
a
how
great
you
movie.
doing? Yeah.
They-
So how you doing over
movies
there,
like that
TC?
were just-
Did you get anything on like Chris Makepeace?
It says here it was rumored that he hooked up with Grace Jones in 1985. He's never married to her.
Snopes.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew
Still,
that there was some kind of like romantic involvement, but yeah, whatever.
Whatever floats
Well,
his
listen,
boat.
if he's listening, Chris Makepeace, we're fans. We'd like to see you do another movie.
He's Canadian, you know.
Is he really?
He is, yeah.
Movies like that were just good, along with used cars, all those golden classics.
Well, the reason he's Canadian because Meatballs was filmed in Canada,
That's right. That I knew.
and it was directed by Ivan Reitman, who I believe was from Canada.
That's right. And he's the one who decided to make those two of them just hang out. And
And if anybody asks, what's my favorite Bill Murray movie? Hands down, is Meatballs.
yeah.
Because he was just off the hook in that.
Yeah.
I mean, in Ghostbusters, he was just a wise ass and whatnot. But in Meatballs, he was actually in it. You wanted to go to, the camp that they were at.
Yeah. I thought he did great in Tootsie.
Oh, he was, but he was very
Uncredited.
Uncredited. He was he's in the credits at the end.
Well, but I think you know what it was? I don't think it was announced that he was in it. Like when
No,
they
he was a
advertised
big
it.
star by then.
Because when that came out, everybody in the theater, I remember, whoa, like they were
Right.
blown away.
That was 82.
Do I
when
need to
that
leave the
came out.
room now? Oh,
What was Tootsie like? Was it a comedy? Or was it?
you never saw
Yeah.
Tootsie?
When Dustin Hoffman dressed up as a woman to get acting work.
On a soap opera.
Oh, all right. It was one of those kind of things. Like
One of the best comedies, really. I think it's a great comedy.
Even though I hate Dustin Hoffman because he's a dick, Tootsie is one of my favorites.
It is a good movie.
It is a
You
great
can't deny
movie.
it. See, I can give Dustin Hoffman a pass for being a dick.
He was not when he was a dick to Jerry Pearlswig.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I mean, that's just wrong.
Yeah, okay.
But that movie was directed by Sidney Pollack.
That's right.
well, like I
was in
said,
it?
they made good movies back then.
They did.
Yeah, a lot of the movies back then were just good old-fashioned entertainment. That made a lot of sense.
So I never saw Tootsie when it first came out because I was 11 years old. But in 1989, they had the best of the 80s at the Coolidge Corner.
Yep.
And I wanted to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark on the big screen. They said, if you buy this, you can go see all the stupid movies. And it was Raiders of the Lost Ark and then Tootsie.
Wow.
So I just stood there and watched it. I was like, this is a good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's very entertaining. And you get the hot Jessica Lange.
And you liked it because Commandant Lassad was in it.
Well, also, he got to do some of his. He's a baritone opera singer back in the day
Really?
and
I
everything.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, he does a little singing now and then in his movies. He appears in Pink Floyd, The Wall. His that's something not many people at all know and everything.
geez,
but
that's pretty cool.
But George Gaines and what's his name? Charles Durning was good in that too.
He was excellent in that.
Yeah,
He wasn't there before we met him in a McDonald's in Times Square.
That was
What happened?
great.
Tell you go, yeah.
Oh, he
Oh,
was
he was
just
shit-
tanked.
he was shit-faced.
He was tanked, but he was jolly.
Yeah,
Can I
good
get
for
your
him.
autograph? Why, of course you can.
He had this huge bag of McDonald's takeout.
Oh, nice.
And he was just plastered. This is right after a matinee of whatever play he was in.
Good for him.
So he was shit-faced on stage.
Nothing better than McDonald's after
We
you drink.
followed him to the McDonald's. He had to have gotten like $25 worth of McDonald's food.
Nice.
And then we got him on the way back. So
And when he meets him in the bar and he puts the ring in the bar, he goes, give it to me outside. And then Dustin Hoffman was talking to Bill Murray, but he gave me a diamond ring? He gave me a diamond ring.
So that movie's Tootsie is a great movie.
It really is.
I think
Tootsie.
he should have got the Academy Award for Tootsie. Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, he didn't? No.
He got it for Kramer versus Kramer and Rain Man.
Kramer versus Kramer was good.
I mean,
too.
obviously Rain Man was a given. I mean, that was a tremendous performance.
See, you know what? I'm going to tell you something about Rain Man. I think that was Tom Cruise's best movie.
He should have got the award.
I agree. Yeah, he won me over with that movie.
100%,
He
Jeff,
really,
100%.
I didn't think much of him. I wasn't that big of a
Yeah.
Top Gun fan. Top Gun movies were for the chicks and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, when he was, then I watched. Dustin Hoffman was great, but him how pissed he got and the
yeah.
chemistry. It was I was like, this guy's a damn good actor.
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that's what.
I like when he would get mad and he clapped. He'd go, "Ugh." You could do that. The clap would just echo.
He should have won that for Rain Man, and he also should have won it for Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Good
Good movie.
Where he played Ron Kovic.
Very sad.
He
I think he should have won for the Ratso Rizzo, but that's just me.
Tom Cruise?
No, Dustin Hoffman.
Oh.
That, yes.
Do you know Tom Cruise was so committed to the role that he actually wanted to be paralyzed, not permanently,
Oh, God. Don't even tell
to
me
do that?
Isn't that awful?
And
Jeez.
they were like, the studio insurance is
Yeah.
not going to cover that if you become paralyzed.
Wouldn't that be... Oh, God.
Why would someone want to be
method
paralyzed?
Because
Just
he
an actor.
was the guy he was portraying in the movie was paralyzed, and to give an accurate performance, he wanted to be paralyzed as well.
He just wanted a couple of guys to rough him up in the alley or something like that. I mean, how do you become paralyzed?
You don't have to ask
I guess you
twice.
could Novocaine yourself.
That's what they were going to do. They were going to give him a spinal tap to make him not permanently paralyzed, but for the scenes where he's in the wheelchair.
Pretty scary.
Yeah, but that is scary. Yeah, you don't know how that's going to affect you. He could end up paralyzed for life and everything.
Like I said, you don't have to ask twice.
So, Tom, can we ask you about a question here? You think Christopher Reeve really flew? No, all right, it's a movie.
Yeah, no.
So, now he's all weird with the Scientology and whatnot.
Yeah, it's too bad, too, because he is very talented.
He still is he's very talented.
Well, yeah, no, he is.
Which I don't get. It's like it was a book that was available to the public about 20 years ago. The Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard,
Yeah.
and now all these the rich celebrities are given. They're the head leaders of Scientology, and they're giving all their money to it. What's that? Elizabeth Moss, fine actress, kind of pretty, but she's big into the Illuminati now. Not Illuminati. She's big into the Scientology.
Well, remember
now.
that crappy movie that Travolta made as an alien?
Oh, Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth, yeah. It was, I remember the L. Ron Hubbard ads on Channel 56 as a kid.
Yeah.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard.
I remember seeing them in. Me and my buddies were heading over to see Rocky Horror Picture Show, and one of them stopped me and I wanted a personality test. So stupid me said yes, and they were going to take me into this basement room. They said only take a few minutes. And my friend Mike grabbed me by the back of the shirt. He pulled me. He
Get
says,
out.
"No, don't. Come on. We don't have time for this." And then he told me all about it. I'm like, what?
Do you think that's why his Tom Cruise's wife, not Tom Cruise, John Travolta's wife, Kelly Preston, died because she wouldn't get her cancer treatment because of the L. Ron Hubbard brainwashing?
I hope not. Because Travolta's incredibly talented.
And he's a nice guy. He's not a dick. If he was a dick, I'd be mad, but he's not a nice guy.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird cult. No, is it mostly celebrities? Because I don't know anybody else in the world who
They went after celebrities hard and they got them.
because they
So now
wanted the
it's-
money to bankroll them.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. But back in the day, like I said,
I
they
think
used to
that could
push
be
on
a
the
good
street.
reason why Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman broke up, because Nicole Kidman's she comes from her father, Anthony Kidman from Australia, huge philanthropist, but did a lot of work for the Illuminati as well, the Australian Illuminati. So she has ties into that. So around the time of Eyes Wide Shut and everything, when that movie was finished wrapping, and then first of all, Stanley Kubrick dies and doesn't even get to see his movie, but Tom and Nicole called it quits right after that movie.
Right.
Because I think Tom realized that this isn't my calling and everything, and neither. But no, you can't go to the movies these days without seeing Nicole Kidman's face before the movie even starts and everything. But I believe in it.
Every one of Tom Cruise's wives left him.
Yeah, who was the other one? Katie.
Katie Holmes, Mimi Rogers,
Yeah.
and Nicole Kidman. They all
She
left
was
him.
Mimi Rogers was much older than him too.
Yeah.
It was one of those May Decembers they call it.
What's her name? Katie Holmes. I know he was at least 30 years older than her, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say 30, but it was a big gap in between there.
Nicole Kidman never should have got her face fixed. She was a dime in Eyes Wide Shut. She just looks weird.
Yeah. I guess it's since I mean, she plays Samantha in Bewitched and everything. It's pretty ironic. Boy, did she eat. I mean, she is gorgeous and everything, but boy, did she eat up playing the Queen of Witchcraft and everything. She's like, okay, I got witch ties and everything. I can play this role. But I have her very first movie when she was just a freckly ginger kid. BMX Bandits.
Oh my God!
Wow. Yeah, it was a movie about a couple of kids who ride their BMX bikes and they steal some top secret plans from these English dudes, and they're just chasing them all around Australia.
Was this kind of like Rad?
It was kind of like that, yeah, but Nicole's accent was terrible. It was really thick, yeah, thick Australian accent, and she looked a lot more ginger in this movie.
What was the song they sang in Rad when they were doing the bike ballet? Was it "Send Me an Angel"?
Yeah, something like that.
Send me an angel.
Oh, yeah,
Right now. Right now.
Cutting Crew or something?
So you think Talia Shire needed a payday when she did Rad?
Definitely.
You go from The Godfather, Godfather 2, Rockies, and hey, you know what? I'm going to do Rad next. You know, to play the mom of the kid riding the BMX bike. The only highlight of that was Lori Loughlin. I thought Lori Loughlin was adorable even back then. She was rad.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now, speaking of rad, you have a cup of coffee over there, don't you?
Of course I do. The best coffee in the world.
Yeah, suck it down. Let's hear about it.
Everyday drinkers to coffee enthusiasts, there's a brew for everyone. The Moon and the Sea Coffee Company, the right coffee from daylight to twilight, shore to shore. Visit them online at themoonandtheseacoffee.com, a proud sponsor of Restani Productions.
Unbelievable down there. I heard you got a couple bags in the mail the other day.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right.
Because I'm slowly now, the iced coffee season is going to end, and I got to go over to hot coffee eventually.
Hot coffee.
It's getting close. Hot coffee.
That sounds like a name of an 80s band.
Coffee.
And here they are with their new hit. It's Hot Coffee.
Number one with a bullet, hot coffee.
What was the name of remember on Facts of Life? Remember when they were auditioning for El DeBarge?
El DeBarge.
Remember that? What was the name of their group? It was like Blair and Tootie, and I think Joe may have been in it.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one?
No, I remember when they were trying to name their little restaurant at the end of the season. When what was it called? Sweets. They were trying to name their little knick-knack shop, but I don't remember.
Wasn't it Edna's Edibles?
Something like that.
Yeah. Because instead of Mrs. Garrett's shop, that was the voice one. Then when the shop burned down, maybe it was like Edna's Edibles or...
Yeah, well, I think it was called Edna's Edibles.
Okay, yeah.
On the newer ones, right?
I guess so. I'm just trying to...
No, Tootie wanted it to be called Cheap Thrills. And they're like, no, we ain't naming the place Cheap Thrills.
Tootie.
Why not? It'll be thrilling and it'll be cheap.
The thing about the Facts of Life on the newer ones, they made odd things that people didn't want to buy. Then they had this case full of odd decorations. And what was that? Could they sell out of that, or is it just for decorations?
I don't know. I was just asking the question, but I can't find the name of whatever they were. Who cares? But
anyway, that show had some good things in it.
What show? The Facts of Life?
Yeah.
What did it have? What was good in it?
Yeah,
Well, it taught you some of the facts of life. Remember, Blair's friend came over with a baby, and they left the baby behind, and they all took care of the baby.
I must have missed that episode.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when Blair used to come over with her cousin and everything, and yeah, she was kind of cool.
Who, Jerry Jewell?
Yeah. Why not?
That episode taught me that women are not funny.
Hi, I'm Jerry Jewell.
Yeah. Don't you want to go out with me?
I actually met Jerry Jewell at a Comic-Con, and she was very nice. I went up to her.
I'm sure she is.
And I said, thank you for the entertainment. She goes, thank you for watching.
When she pulled out the pepper spray.
And she really was handicapped on that show. It wasn't an act.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if she wasn't, then she should have won the Emmy.
Yeah, I know, but like she played into it rather well because she used to wear shirts that said like, "I'm not handicapped, I'm drunk."
She's a good sport.
Whatever happened to her? And she's still alive. I know that.
I don't know. She's probably playing up at Jonathan's in a Gunkwit.
Oh, she's hanging.
Paula Poundstone was playing there last month.
Oh God!
Yeah, I'd like to pound her with a stone, and it wouldn't be appalling.
Wasn't she? Did she get involved with like young kids or something? Paula Poundstone?
Like here's what happened. Somebody left her kids. Somebody left her like to babysit the kids and everything, and she got them drunk and taught them how to masturbate. A couple of her friends' kids and everything. So
did anyone ever have to teach you that?
Talking about pounding the stone, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's whenever I hear that name Poundstone, I'm like,
plays-
I'll pound you with
I'll
a
tell
stone.
you, she plays at this place up in Gunkwit, Maine called Jonathan's. It's a nice little theater and restaurant, and she plays there very often. They invite her back very frequently.
Now, if you were a kid, when you discovered yourself, when you could do the pocket pinball and whatnot, was Paula Poundstone in your head?
No.
Would have never in my wildest dreams would have that have been.
Trying to think of who that would have been at that time.
If you wanted to be taught how to do pocket pinball.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you like who you thought of the first time. I wouldn't take lessons from her.
No, not at all.
I'd probably take lessons from Ellie Mae Clampett.
Yeah. She could
Just
talk me.
like you're milking a cow,
Yeah.
just take it all of it by the edge and work it slowly up and down, ever so slowly.
Well, it's definitely better than Granny.
Or Aunt B. Just jerk it, Andy.
No, or Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Alice could have. Yeah, she probably could have. You should get the soapy hand.
Mom always says, "Don't play with your balls in the house."
See,
That is so good.
At the age that I first discovered that was probably Maja Brady.
And what year was that?
God, I don't know.
In the 70s, right?
You'd think I would know it because I've been doing it almost every day since.
You haven't gone blind yet? I'm trying to think. Oh my God! So you're talking like maybe what, like 12, 13?
Around there, yeah, definitely.
So that would have been
6th grade you're looking at.
All right, so
In the 70s, I think, the Brady Bunch, all those
I
shows.
know that was 69 to 74. I guess it would have to have been Princess Leia.
Yeah, probably.
Easily. Back
For me,
in,
it definitely would have been television. Definitely would have been television.
oh, okay, if it was television, I know who it was. It was Victoria Principal.
Ah, not bad.
Because I used to watch
you know what?
Dallas.
Could have been Charlene
It could have
Tilton
been
for
Shelley.
me. For me.
Because she was a little whore on that show.
Yeah, I like that. I like that whore.
And she was banging everybody on that program, and she was always. But I would say it was.
or Elizabeth Rain is enough.
See, that was too early because that was like 77, 78,
See, that would have
79.
been for me.
Now, for
That-
you,
that's
may
it.
have been.
Yeah, it probably would have been her.
But, it definitely wasn't Daisy Duke. I was never attracted to Daisy Duke.
She those sticks, man.
She wasn't bad looking,
No,
but I'm
those
just saying,
legs.
there were better ones to choose from.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I agree with you there. You know where they screwed up with Daisy Duke and everything. They just should have made her. They just should have made her a blonde. I mean,
Yeah.
she's with those. They just should have made her a California blonde with those shorts and everything. The farmer's daughter type of kind of thing.
Well,
That's
they tried to do that with what's her name, Jessica Simpson.
She
in the
did play a
Duke's
good
movie.
that scene where she comes sashaying in. That was good. She looked good.
I just
talking
liked.
about? Jessica Simpson.
I liked Willie Nelson as Uncle Jesse, but
Yeah.
that movie was crap. Other than
Oh yeah.
When I saw the trailer and the door on the General Lee opened,
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
It's like the door doesn't open
No,
on the
no,
General Lee.
No. You're right, 100%. I
I
agree.
mean, it's like painting the General Lee purple. It doesn't match.
I agree.
Speaking of it doesn't match, Quincy, it's time to wrap up the show.
Well, thank you for watching this very interesting episode, and we hope that you'll join us again soon. And remember, first of all, drive carefully, because we want to see you again soon. And remember, we never close.